Good evening everyone and a very warm welcome to another episode of MSFS in 2024. So today we are here at the lovely Southampton airport doing a short flight over to Glasgow. So pretty much the return journey that we did yesterday. Hopefully the landing is not quite inside. You may notice the overhead is a little bit better quality on the stream. Realised that it actually wasn't recording in 4K, which is pretty crazy. So you can see just got passengers boarding, bags are just about to go on. And all the fuel's on board and we're pretty much all set up ready to go. So yeah, we're pretty good to go and just getting everything ready. So let's jump in the flight deck, quickly take you through our flight plan for today's flight and then we're going to go 126 passengers and 5.6 tons of fuel today. So here's our briefing today. So cost index of 11, flight level 360, expecting a runway 20 for departure, which is the same runway we landed on last night. There's no standard instrument departure, so we're direct to Norrie after departure. Then back at Glasgow, expecting runway 05, the Ripple 1 Golf arrival. So the weather is looking a little bit better today, obviously it is dark here at the moment. So if we do need to go to an alternate, Edinburgh is our alternate destination today. So QNH is currently, where are we? 983 hectopascals. Currently the wind is 140 at 11 knots, gusting up to 21 knots. A few clouds at 3,800 feet and 4,700 feet broken. 9 degrees Celsius, so a little bit warmer than yesterday. Into Glasgow, wind is 6 at 15 knots, so still a little bit breezy in places. 7 degrees Celsius and QNH 990 hectopascals. So pretty much already good to go. All the flight plan and everything is loaded. What we can do is get the APU on and started for our departure. And we'll get the seatbelt signs on as well. So we're just getting the last of the bags on board. And then we'll get ourselves pushed back from stands. Hey Patrick, how are we doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Cheers to the follow, buddy. So let's just have a look, see how the APU is getting on. That's just booting up as we speak. I think we're pretty much all there, passenger wise. It's just the last few passengers left to get on board. Just going to do some slight adjustments. I prefer all my call outs, so. And, cabin. So made the cabin a little bit darker. So it's just pretty much the case of just waiting for the last of the few bags to go. And get ourselves pushed back on the stand. So apologies if the stream's a little bit earlier today. Unfortunately, time is not on my side at the moment. So APU is unavailable. We're just going to APU bleed and disconnect from external power. So got a few more minutes yet till we can get going really. So currently there's no ATC on our current area. There's flying from Bristol to Woodburn, and if we're a little bit further west there is also London online. But unfortunately at the moment we're not going to intercept any of that. When the Scottish comes online we may get some bits to Glasgow, but we'll see how it goes. No other aircraft on the ground here at Southampton at the moment. And no, we're not using the Rex Atmos at all, buddy. This is all just completely natural flight sim. So we've got a packed on departure today. Pretty much of a difference. We're going across to Glasgow, buddy, today. She's take forever watching them load these bags, to be honest. It's ages. Yeah, so hopefully the overhead is a little bit better quality for you guys, especially over on YouTube. We can really see it a little bit better. For some reason it wasn't in 4K. which is not very useful. A few of the add-ons we do use, so we do use FS Realistic. That is one of the things we do use though. I still need to have some fiddling with that. So when we land, it throws us on the ground.
EasyJet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free, and loose items of clothing. Seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear,
Not sure what's going on.
all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. Service. Thank you for observing this policy.
So this climbs with 6,000 feet, no constraints, pretty much straight out departure, right hand turn, back towards Norrie. So. For some reason those smoking signs are not on. Let's just try that again. There we go. They were switched on. Hey Gravy, 2024 mate. 2024 we're on. So then let's go through the cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and cover smooth. Fuel quantity is 5.6 tons or 5,660 kilograms. Just double check that balanced as well. And balanced. Seatbelt on. It is our set to down for 10983 hectopascals. There we go. Hey Theo, how we doing? Flying from Southampton Airport, so something completely different. Southampton up to the lovely Glasgow. Don't know how to think about that because, as to be fair, Leo, all the refueling is done, mate. But all I do is I'll show you what I do. Just trying to get everything. So basically, what we do is we go to mass and balance. We click this button here, the load button, and it gives you an option for GSX. That should be all you need to do, mate. So then let's get ourselves going. Just for the follow Theo. So company message, so that should be the load sheet all done and dusted. No changes to the load sheet. It's not done. Let's get the tug connected so beacon can come on, strobes onto steady, and then hopefully tug will get connected. So before that, parking brake is set, take a speed and thrusts. Let's have a look. 125, 125, 130, flaps 1.6 up, and the thrust of 61. Windows closed and beacon is on. Southampton traffic is E970, pushing back for stand number 3 to face to the east. So we're going to have to backtrack, unfortunately. Pretty much only Airbus, but I have flown Boeings in the past, to be fair, but lately just the Phoenix, mate. I'm looking forward to the Neo though. When the Neo comes out, it's a lot better. I'm trying to think, Leo. I have found that error before. Have you tried Googling that error? It may be because you're not using Navigraph. That would be my guess. So pretty much all good to go. just waiting for command for push. So we want to be nose right facing east, obviously.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes release, clear to push.
Commencing push. All engines are clear. Start at will.
Start seekers 1 and 2, turn number 1. No, because you use SimBrief as well as using the SimBrief is now owned by Navigraph. It never used to be. It used to be separate.
Any of your crew throughout the flight. My name is Norman. It's my pleasure to introduce the rest of the crew. At the front, we have Tim. Joining you very shortly at the centre, we have Carl. And working very hard down the back today, we have John. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for your comfort, but primarily for your safety. With that in mind,
Engine 1 of it will start in engine 2.
the 2 minutes of your time, but most importantly your attention, whilst we take you through the safety procedures of this aircraft and Airbus A320. Thank you.
Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures.
Potentially, Leo, potentially.
The safety card found in your seat
Yeah, pretty much all the wing stuff,
All
buddy.
information
We never used to.
Please set parking
oxygen
brakes.
masks,
Brake set,
life
clear to
jackets,
disconnect.
and the brace position. If you hear brace, brace. All baggage on board.
Unlocking the zone here.
At all times.
So, take
Air
off company.
supply fails, masks will drop from above. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen.
Bypass pin
After
mask
start,
over your
anti-ice,
nose
not required,
and
decam status check, pitch trim,
left is clear.
hopefully
Hold
0.6
the mask in place with the strap. Pull on
0.6 up,
each
rudder
side
trim is
to
0.
Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take a life jacket from under your seat. Remove from the pouch and put it over your head.
There we go.
Pass the tape
So there
around
is the
waist
pin.
and click together. Pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside,
Southampton traffic
inflate it
Easy
by
97
pulling
Juliet
the
taxi
toggle.
into runway
Fails to
20
inflate or needs topping up,
via
blow
Bravo 1
and
and then
cue.
backtrack.
There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew can assist you with life jackets for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrests down, window blinds open.
So, brakes released.
Further information
Taxi
regarding your
lights.
safety on board can be found in the in-flight magazine. We hope you have a great flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll shortly be dimming the cabin lights. This is normal procedure when flying in the hours of darkness. You'll find the switch for your individual reading light in the panel above your head or in your
So there
armrest.
is another aircraft in the vicinity somewhere, though I cannot see him on my radar. Slightly concerning. Brake check. So left to runway 20, and we'll go on to left here and then on to Bravo 1. Then we'll have to backtrack for runway 20. I don't personally do that. I don't know if we're meant to, if I'm honest. Is that a thing? I don't really know. It probably would be better though, because you'd be able to see a little bit of that, but I presume that was just purely for takeoff, but maybe it's not. Because they are turn lights, aren't they, at the end of the day? And you do more turning while you're taxiing than anything else. So next right here, and then we need to make sure the cabin's secure, because I'm not gonna... We'll hold here until the cabin's secure, because there's no point doing that, turning onto the taxiway until... So we'll be straight on the runway then. No, one thing we didn't do though, we didn't do a flight control check, so let's quickly do that while we're here. So flight controls, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, full left, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Flight deck.
Hello, it's Cameron at door 1 left, cabin secure for takeoff.
Lovely, thank you. Taxi checklist, flight controls, set checked, flap setting, config 1+F, radar, predictive windshield system on and auto, engine motor look to norm, and eco remote takeoff no boo. So let's continue our taxi, and we'll have the strobes on as well. Just for the fact that we're going to be entering the runway. Southampton traffic. EasyJet Juliet backtrack runway 20 for departure. Nothing on the radar. I'll have a think, Leo. I'll have a think, mate. I'm not sure, if I'm honest. So, right side's clear, left side's clear. I don't think there's a specific backtrack area. There we go. So, liner checklist, take off from confirm 20, config 1+F, TCAS, TARA, packs 1 and 2 both on. Southampton traffic is E97 Juliet departing runway 20. So thrust 50%. Take off. Man Flex 61, SRS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. $100 knots. V1, rotate. Positive climb curve. Nav. Southampton traffic easy. Now so EasyJet passing 1,000 feet, runway 20 is clear. Thrust, climb. Flaps 0, speed check flat 0. EP1360 open climb. Standard pressure.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Southampton traffic easy 900 inbound dory, climbing flight level 360.
Offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight.
It can cause issue logistics, but you should make a huge difference.
Hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from Glasgow. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies and... Any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
So it could get a little bit bumpy here in a minute. 10,000 feet, landing lights off. Or stand by with the cabin for the minute till we'll pass this little bit of turbulence. Hey Marky, how we doing? We are flying to Glasgow today. Somewhere different. I've never flown into there before. Flew out of there the other night for the first time. This is the first time leaving Southampton as well. So Southampton was a little bit tricky the other night. Very, very tricky. Like I say, once I get past this first patch of weather, then we'll release the cabin, I think. So Patrick, you can actually use SimBrief without a Navigraph subscription, which I didn't know. Though you won't have the most up-to-date navigation data, that's the only thing. I think it defaults it to like 2022 or something. So let's release the cabin. What you need to make sure you do though, Patrick, I'll show you quickly. So once you go into the EFB, if you go into the settings, you need to look for your SimBrief username ID. So if you make an account with them, it will give you a number if you look in your account settings. Once you've done that and loaded the flight plan through SimBrief, it will allow you then hopefully to just refuel without having to press anything. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. I'm not too sure if I'm honest. As far as I'm aware, the weather radar only works on the Phoenix. I don't know any other aircraft that it does work on, because Flight Sim haven't actually released the navigation data. This is the workaround that Phoenix have done. Did about halfway through last year. It's a little bit hit and miss. It's not always the most accurate, but it's better than what we did have, which was nothing. We'll have terrain on the other side anyway, so flight time today, we should be on the ground hopefully, so 1914, so not long really, less than an hour. We'll try and get a couple of little directs as well, so we'll probably try and go for a direct for Satco, just to try and take off some of the Well, even when you utilise the SimBrief username, so once you put your username in, and then when I can't do it because I'm in flight, but what you need to do is head over to this page, go to mass and balance, and then there should be an option down here that says load aircraft, which is usually somewhere there, and then it'll say load using GSX, and that's what you need to hit. Other than that, I'm not too sure. So I don't think we have any ATC up in Scotland at the minute. We'll have a quick look anyway. Unfortunately not at the moment. You never know though. Edinburgh's got something online, but Edinburgh's always got something online. You've done all that. I'll have a think. I don't understand why it wouldn't work. Evening, Marco. How are you doing, mate? So inbound Sapco, hopefully our flight time should reduce a touch anyway. But so one thing we do need to do, because it's not a long flight, is have a look at our arrival routing into Glasgow. because like I say, I've never really flown here before, so Arrival 1 Golf Arrival, that's what we're looking at here. So Ribble, Ask number 3. Absolutely 260, other gear 200, that's saying this path's too steep with Larnac. $230. There we go, so an aircraft in front of us, 5,200 feet above, so it's probably one of these guys here. There's a fair few aircraft about tonight. Sorry Michael, we're after Glasgow, buddy. Nice one, cool stuff. So this is going to be the last stream that we do, unfortunately, until around next Friday, next Saturday time. It's like I say, guys, I'm unfortunately away for the next week, so hopefully the overhead quality is a little bit better for all you though. There's an aircraft just above us. So we've got this aircraft here coming at us. (2,500 feet above). Fair few as we're back tonight. Yeah, so apologies if the stream's really early today. Do apologise. Unfortunately, need a bit of time to finish last few bits of packing, and then up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So one thing we can start to do, because it's not really a long flight, we'll have a look to see how much runway we're going to require at Glasgow. Hopefully not too much runway, but we'll see. So arrival performance, we'll quickly refresh the METAR. I'm just going to make a quick note of the weather as well. So the METAR currently 060 and 19 knots, so another blustery evening again. Good visibility, 7 degrees Celsius, QNH 990. So we need to have a good look at what our landing weight's calculated at being. So our landing weight is 56.9 tonnes. Is estimated. So probably going to be another autobrake medium realistically. Let's use a bit of them brakes. Hey Fawn, how we doing, mate? Early morning to you. Not seen you on here for a while, so welcome, buddy. Right, let's jump down to the EFB and just pop our performance in. So, on approach performance, QNH was 0990 hectopascals. Temperature is 7 degrees Celsius. Current wind is 06019 knots. Gusting to 29, well there we go. And we'll have a good look on the chart here for our decision height. Let's have a look. So, decision height runway 05, cat 23 ILS, right. So, our decision height. So 154 radio. Typically we normally do a cat 1, don't we? So in case of a missed approach, we'll climb to 3000 to 5 dB India uniform, and then make a right turn to reach the VOR back at 3000 feet. Awesome. Yeah, I hope you're keeping well, Born. Got a nice little juicy tailwind actually. I thought we had a headwind most of the journey, but I'd say it's more of a tailwind that we've got than a headwind, but there we go. Oh no, it's a tailwind at 30. My bad, I don't know why we've done that then. So optimal is 370, but unfortunately we can't go 370 because we need to be on the even level. So 0.81 Mach. Hopefully we'll knock a few of these in at the top as well. So we've got about 80 miles till arrival. No, we'll start the descent a little bit earlier anyway. Like I say, it's only a short little flight to be fair. It amazes me that it's just over an hour. I thought it'd be like a 45-minute flight. So, Glasgow's a reasonably active airport, not massively. What stand we'll have, who knows. We may get allocated a stand number. Like I said, we've never flown here before. There is a slight displaced threshold here, but nothing too drastic. Hey, fellas, how are we doing? Hey everybody, how are we doing? How's the job at overhead teaching you? So overall, mate, I can't really fault it. Not had any issues with it whatsoever. It boots up as soon as I start the sim. Don't even need to start the app. It does it on its own accord. Once you set it up the first time, it will do exactly what it needs to do the first time. Nothing to really report with it, to be honest. It works beautifully. Like I said, the only thing that annoys me a little bit is these switches just that move. But other than that, like I say, I'm going to come up with a plan for them anyway soon. Is my plan. It's just a case of making them so they're a little bit more rigid. But no, overall, mate, really happy with it. Nothing bad about it whatsoever, to be quite honest. But no, I do get where you're coming from the Rosefire. They're not quite as realistic, I don't think, the Rosefire. Not quite built as well, I would say. The build quality on this is really, really good. Whereas I think the Rosefire, the build quality is not quite so good, but it's entirely up to you, isn't it? It depends on your budget and stuff. In actual fact, I've been debating about the Rosefire radio transponder and the weather radar panel, because it's quite small, quite decent sized, be perfect for what we need it for. How much was it? So I paid a little bit less because I pre-ordered it on an early bird discount, and it was $650 US, which is about £420, I think, something like that, UK pounds. But realistically, the time you've paid like your custom duty and stuff, it's going to be I'd imagine it's between 500 and 600 quid UK pounds. The time you've got all your transport and duty and stuff all paid on it. And obviously, yeah, you have to wait a little while for it, whereas probably the Rosefire will probably come quicker, if I'm honest. But that's because everything's custom made and custom engraved, so and it's all handmade. It's all handmade as well. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with the backlighting on it. It's amazing, which you can probably see on the video, to be fair. It's pretty cool. And you'd wait for the wing transponder radio. Yeah, that is my plan, to be honest, but what century that's going to come out, I do not know. Yeah, I do agree with you with that. The issue I've got is space. That is my biggest problem at the moment, is the space for the unit. What we'll probably end up doing is moving the MCD back as far as we can, but the problem moving it back is then it causes another problem when we go to arm our spoilers and stuff. So it's all swings and roundabouts, really. I don't know. I don't think we'd get the radio, the weather radar, and the transponder and stuff, because preferably I want the radio and the audio control panel, whereas the Rosefire one kind of integrates a bit of both and all of the usable sort of configurations. Like with the weather radar, all we do is activate system 1 and predict the wind shear system. So yeah, it's difficult. Realistically, probably what we'd have to do is move to and it's something I don't really want to do, and move to a pedestal. But personally, I don't really want to do that, purely because I like the fact that I can move this if I need to. So like when it comes to like hoovering and dusting behind it, it just makes things a lot easier. But I guess each to their own, isn't it? So we're pretty much over Manchester direction, I think. Pole Hill. Maybe just past Manchester, actually. Yeah, just past Manchester. Sort of Pole Hill area. And we've got Leeds Bradford over to the right side of us. Cheers, buddy. I certainly will enjoy the rest of the flight. Yeah, it's a difficult decision though to make. And one thing I do wish that Wing would release, and it's like the most smallest panel, is just the end of this not MCP. What am I on about? FCU and the EFIS, the little glare wing off the side. I really wish they'd just released them, because I think it would be something that they probably do like a lot later on, but it was so much nicer to be able to clear the master caution and stuff. Java Simulator do actually make a product that is designed to sort of work with that, but unfortunately I don't really see the value in it. It's not going to match 100%. I just wish there was a little bit of something that could be done with regards to that. But yeah, all the backlight and all the buttons work brilliantly. But I'll tell you what, I'll put it in a test mode and you can see everything all lit up, but it's all really, really good. There we go. So we've got about 40 miles until we're at the descent. I think once we get to Ribble, we'll meet a start of our descent anyway. So flight 200, the first, or 260, sorry, is first restriction. We could just go managed to be fair. And we would need to go manage speed as well. I do prefer just open descent in it, to be honest. Get much smoother sort of landing with it. Are you talking about the Java Simulator one, I'm guessing? Or are you talking about the medium-sized one? In fairness, yeah, one thing I would say is have a look at sim gauges as well. As much as I've done a little bit of content for Java Sim, have a quick look at sim gauges, because if you're based in the UK, that might be a better option for you. And I understand that they also have 2 customizable buttons. The only difference is you won't get it engraved, but I'd certainly check out sim gauges, mate. I think they're based over in Poland, but I've seen quite a lot of videos about them, and I was very, very close to cancelling this one and ordering the other. The only thing that sort of swung it for me is the fact that this panel has a little bit more functionality, sort of like 40 push buttons and God knows how many switches. And the big seller for me was having the overhead cabin lighting as well, which in fairness, like you'll think when you're watching on stream, it doesn't really make much difference, but for me, if we're doing night flights and it's dark in the room, we can get it looking pretty nice. So but that was the selling point for me, to be honest, and I do use it, especially on a few flights we do. But yeah, definitely check out sim gauges. I'll have a quick look to see how much it is. I'm not 100% sure how much it is. It's certainly cheaper though. Bear with me 2 seconds. So you're saying that's $360 US, yeah? So that'll be a little bit less than that, obviously. But the one from sim gauges is 430 euros. So what does that work out at? Not a great deal of difference these days, is it? So 372. So very similar price point, but I'd certainly have a look at it. Personally, I've just reached out to Sim Gauges just to have a discussion about potentially looking at one of their radio panels. Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of videos about sim gauges and the quality is very good as well. Like I said, the quality with the Java Sim is really good. I know a few people have said that the communication between Java Sim has been a bit hit and miss, and in my experience they've been fine, and they've always got back to me when they needed to. There was a little bit of a delay with shipping and things, so you'll probably find that sim gauges you'll receive quicker because there's less customization on it. But you say there's less customization, but there's not really. The only difference is you won't get the engraving of the extra button that you're gonna, or the extra 2 buttons that you get. I believe that they have their own software as well. and it's also configurable through Mobiflight for sim gauges. And I think you would definitely pay less shipping cost. I'd imagine the rate will be exactly the same for import tax, but obviously the panel's cheaper. So I paid £113 for this panel for import duty. Yes, it is plug and play as far as I'm aware. Like I say, I've not reviewed it. The one that I've got on here runs plug and play. I don't know if I can try and show you actually. Let me see if we can show you. Let me just add an extra display source, and I'll see if I can show you quickly the software that JavaSim uses. Bear with me a second, I'll have a quick look. So, this is JS Connect. Let me just. It's really fiddly to do this, and you're watching on TikTok, aren't you? So, obviously I've got two different screens here. So, this is JS Connect. For those of you that want to fiddle with it, pretty much what you do is you plug it in, you run the JS Connect app. Initially you have to set a USB port, which it will do that automatically, and pretty much all you need to do is click on the overhead option. So this has all our inputs and outputs, though you're not going to see that because it's in a different window. Bear with me, and I'll try and show you the other window as well. Where is it? Bear with me 2 seconds ago. I was just trying to tell you what. Let's scrap this on. Ah, there you go. So this is the other thing that will pop out, and as you'll probably see on here, so you have two different options here. These are your custom buttons that you select. And basically all you do is you go down here. There is only a few options at the moment because what they're doing is as everyone's requesting each new panel, they're adding in the extra sort of commands. Yeah, so that's mostly what most people have done so far with it, and that's basically what you can select. And it's as easy as that, to be honest. There's literally nothing complicated with it whatsoever. And it works really, really well. But yeah, that's the sort of app that you use. So hopefully that helps you a little bit, buddy. And like I say, once you have to put a tiny bit of code in, which goes into FSUIPC, which is what uses it to open it. And basically, the next time you open it, it will launch everything as you need to. So we're nearly at flight level 260, we want to be at 180 at this point here. We have got a company message as well, so a quick look at that. So Telex, so we're expecting stand number 10 on arrival, and there's no delay code. Wonderful. So we'll have a quick look on here to see where stand 10 is as well. I'll tell you what, I'll have a look on this other screen. So stand number 10 is pretty much where we left off, just the other side. Come on, load. There we go. Yeah, stand number 10's here, look on off lever. There we go. So. Yeah, I'd say I'm not going to say don't go for sim gauges. Obviously, I can only tell you the experience that I've had with the JavaSim one. But I'd imagine it's of similar quality, in fairness. I think the backlighting from the videos, if you have a look on, oh, you're already on TikTok, aren't you? Have a look on TikTok, because they've done quite a few different things. And yeah, yes mate, you can send me the settings on there, but I'll have a look once we've landed, buddy. But yeah, I'm certainly having a good look at the radio panel by Sim Gauges, just to see what that has to offer. I'm hoping maybe there's a little bit of a partnership with it, but we will see what happens. I sent them an email yesterday, so just wait to see if we hear anything back from them. After only a small channel, so chances are they probably won't be as interested as some. So flight level 180, we're going to hit a little bit of turbulence soon. So once we get to this next waypoint, we get the seatbelt signed on and get the cabin secure pretty much for our landing. Yeah, I was asking sim gauges whether they're likely to. So the main reason I'm sort of asking is because the whole idea of me moving to wing stuff was to reduce the amount of software that we run in the background. Obviously, with the fact that wing just uses one piece of software for most of these panels, it makes it a lot easier. One thing I will say, if you are going to buy sim gauges, make sure you sign up to their newsletter, and then you get 10% off your order as well. So that would be a pretty significant cost when it will be about £30–40. So make sure you do that, MA. Yes, I do think Wing will come out with an overhead. However, I think it'll be a little while. I think it'll be a big hitter, but I think what they're going to probably try and focus on first is they're going to, obviously they're releasing the rudder pedals next week, which I'm semi-interested in, depending on how much they are. After that, the next thing that I would imagine they'll release is the radio panels. And then I think after that, I think sort of Christmas time next year, or late this coming year, we'll have an overhead. Whether they'll go for a full scale overhead, I don't really know. I think they probably will go for a full scale overhead, if I'm honest. Yeah, and I'm exactly the same. I prefer just having the Mac Pro. The reason why I went with the Java Sim is, one, because I knew I was going to get it a little bit quicker, and to be honest, it has completely transformed the way I fly with everything. It was a lot nicer the way we're flying with it. It does change the sort of way you do things, and it's a lot easier as well. I love it a lot easier. But my logic was, if I buy it, that you will still be able to sell it. That's the thing, you'll still be able to sell it. The only difficulty you're going to have, so what you probably want to do is try and sell it in between. And how do I mount the overhead? So it's on a VATSIM mount. So the screens that you see on the stream, well, you can't really see it that much. So basically, we have 3 screens. We have one to the right, one to the middle, one to the left, and the overhead. It's all part of the same screen stand, and that's from a company called Track Racer. So hopefully that helps you a little bit with that. So let's start reducing our speed a touch. Let's go 250 or so, and let's get the cabin secure for landing. It's entirely up to you. Like, you can, some of the products do. So I certainly know Java Sim, they didn't do it at the time I ordered it, but they now do a overhead mount, which basically attaches on a pole. I guess it depends on what your sort of plans are long term. So my plan's to have a sim pit, so I bought this sim pit first, then I bought the screen stands. So I obviously, for me, having it overhead mounted is a lot better. Some people just have it on a desk next to them. Entirely depends on how you want to fly, really.
We will shortly be landing. Please ensure your baggage and all personal belongings, including laptops, are safely stowed. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests down, window blinds open, and your seatbelt fastened.
There's a little bit of rain.
Please review the safety card found in your seat button, as it contains important safety information.
So for the ILS, we need to inset at 2,400 feet.
Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets can no longer be used.
Yeah, it does feel immersion, I'll give you that. I feel very immersed. The only thing I think immersion wise would be a little bit better is having Tobii eye tracking. I think that would be pretty cool. Though I don't find it a huge issue. Evening Lee, how we doing? Yeah, apologies mate, I'm doing my stream really early tonight, obviously because I go on holiday in the morning, so I thought we'd do, because I did say we was going to do a return leg, which we didn't do yesterday, so I thought we'd better do that. So we kind of need to reduce the rate of descent. So we're approaching 10,000 feet, strobes on, and we'll have the landing lights on as well. Same with the wing lights for everything. Could get a bit bumpy, I think. And we're going to dim the cabin lights as well. It's an annoying thing with the Phoenix. I wish that it resets the cabin lights every time. So hopefully that'll be a bit better for them. So speed's coming down nicely now, 230 knots. One thing I do like immersion wise as well, I wish I could show you a picture. Well, you can show me a picture if you want. So wait, if you have Discord, mate. Well, I'm trying to think the easiest way to do this. So you can either wait till the end of the video and there's a QR code that you can scan that will take you to Discord, or to be fair, unless you catch there should be, I think there is a QR code that pops up, or you can have a quick look on YouTube, buddy, and you can join Discord through that. The link's on there. So more than welcome. Then you can just message me and send me some pictures and. Yeah, that's the same as me, to be fair. We only have one side of everything. Where am I going on holiday, Patrick? So I go to Tenerife in the morning. So hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer than here. So landing system active. So let's get the 990 hectopascal. So approach checklist. Barra 0990 hectopascal. Seabirds on minimums of 154 radio. Minimum engine mode selector. Sorry. Is norm and auto brake set to medium. So let's 3,000 feet. Well, 2,400 actually, but so we're going to try and reduce the speed back a little bit further, back to about 200 knots for the time being. We'll get flaps to position 1. It's going to be a bit bouncy, I think. Flaps 1. So yeah, 100 feet per minute. Not a lot to be seen out here at the moment. So we'll be on the ground 1908 apparently now, so we're not for a good few minutes off that time. Glasgow traffic is E972 at 29 miles from touchdown, expecting ILS of 05.
Hello, Cameron, calling from door 1 left. Cabin secure for landing.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
So, cabin secure, and we're all good to go. So we'll go on the ILS initially because visibility could be a bit of an issue, but we'll see how we get on. I did an EasyJet flight last night, Venice to Gatwick, as my mate was doing a real flight. Landed 5 minutes after him. That's pretty cool. Really cool. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, to be fair. I've never flown in a 321 Neo, so first time for everything. Be interesting to see what the difference really is. Get to fly a Neo in real life before on the sim. What's that about? So it's reduced speed to 180 knots, and we'll have flaps 2. VATSIM flaps 2. And we cannot see a thing. I don't even think there's any view out here really, apart from the wing lights, but even then there's no view. We're in the cloud at the moment. So let's see how our landing's going to be like tonight. Hopefully not as horrific as Southampton's yesterday, that's for sure. Though if you watch the video that we're doing, I've been a bit naughty. I've used the FSI panel to just set me up another approach, but even then, to be honest, it wasn't the perfect of landings. I had about 5 goes that I gave up in the end. It was just really windy yesterday. Really, really windy. Glasgow traffic EasyJet A319 turning base leg for runway 05. In about 2 miles anyway. So once we make this right turn, we'll reduce to 160 knots. And we'll get the approach enabled as well. I certainly will enjoy Lee. I really will, mate. I've never been to Tenerife. It's the only Canary island I've not been to, so I've been to every other one apart from that one, which is part of the reason for booking it, to be fair. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it as much as Lanzarote though, to be honest. But you never know. It's a bigger island, but I enjoy just the peace and quiet, to be fair. Whereas also it's quite busy there. So we've got the airport in sight, I think. Just over to the right there. So approach down AP1, AP2. Reduce speed 160 knots. So Cat 3 dual AP1, AP2. Not bad, we're flying 47 minutes, which is pretty good.
2,500.
Okay. Making the turn now. Speed's coming back nicely. And we'll get the gear down in a second. Gear down. Block star, glide slope star. Speed check flaps 3. And speed check flaps 4. So, runway's in sight. Let's go track EasyJet on the final on my ILS and runway 05 Glasgow. Don't know if there's much traffic about it, I think there's a lot about. So then, landing checklist. Go around altitude 3,000 feet. Cabin is ready, eco memo, landing no blue. So how many miles are we now? We are 7 miles. So we'll go 160 until about 4 DME. And we've got a lovely 42 knot headwind at the moment, which is wonderful. So we'll stay connected for the time being. And we'll see how dreadful tonight's landing's going to be. So giving ourselves a couple of extra knots. There's the odd bit of turbulence about, but hopefully it shouldn't affect us too much. Look at that crosswind there. Crazy, crazy crosswind at the minute. Hopefully the nose will come into view a little bit. So we'll have the nose lights on. So, minimum approach speed. Glasgow track is 978, short finals, runway 05. See how this is going to turn out. I know it's pretty, it's a lot better, I think, actually watching on YouTube than it is on TikTok. From my experience, anyway. Better quality. And you get to see everything full screen then as well. So, 1,000 feet. Ooh, could be a bit bumpy just here, look. Look at that big patch of weather just here.
1,000.
Checked. Probably could get a little bit wet here in a second. Manual flight. So we're going to stay on speed for the time being. .20 knot wind. Too high.
500. 400.
Land.
300. 100 above. 200. Minimum
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 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 5.
Brown spoilers. With a screen brake medium
Whoa,
diesel.
that was rough. I'm glad we are down.
Me too, I'm glad we're down. Manual braking. So,
Ladies and gentlemen,
after
the
landing
cabin crew will
radar,
shortly
predicted
be
wind
leaving
shear
their seats to
system
perform
off after
safety-related
landing.
duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pockets, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you
So
reach
that's
a
part of
designated
FS
smoking
Realistic,
area.
that provides that. That's so annoying, that window wiper noise. Yeah, so yeah, that's part of FS Realistic. The shaking, it sounds horrific sometimes. But the fact we got to clap it can't be that bad. But I think considering the weather, I'll take that. Considering how like the weather is changing constantly. So we're going to vacate it Bravo here. So just slow ourselves down. Glasgow traffic easy 978 vacated, runway 05 onto Bravo. It's parking to stand number 10. So stand at 10 we're after. What a miserable night. Could be worse, could be snowing. Strange though, because the METAR didn't say it was going to rain, so it's obviously changed since we were last here. So stand number 10, we want to go. So this is the Pavagi Glasgow scenery that we're running. I can never pronounce it properly, but that's how I say it. So, upgrade plans, I think. So I can't see any other aircraft about, which is always a bonus. Be interested to see what our landing rate is. We'll have a look after once we get onto the stand. Right. Here's the fire station. So we want to continue around to the right hand side when it forks off, and it's the second. Well, it's the first left after Kilo, and it's the third stand on the left hand side. And then Scottish controllers literally just come online. How typical is that? I swear that happens like every time. I don't know if this is actual sleet that's coming down. So we're over 2 minutes post shutdown. We can turn one of the engines off in actual fact. So elect pump on. And then engine master 2 off. As in the landing rate of the touchdown rate. So basically how hard we hit the ground. But I think considering the weather, I think this might be snow, you know, these big clumps. It's difficult to say though. So we're after stand number 10, which is the third on the left side, basically where them stairs are by the look of it. Probably should turn that off anyway. So cool down time was elapsed, and obviously we're just down to the one engine now. Turn lights for a second. Come on then, round you come. And obviously there's no one here to marshal us in, because why would there be? He's probably stood in the building marshalling us, I guess. So. Come on. I don't know where our marshal has gone. There we go. Right. Parking brakes up. And views available. Engine master 1 off. External power available, APU off.
Passenger's bus is coming.
So boarding's complete, deboarding can be started. So parking checklist, parking brake or chocks. Chock set, swing lights off, fuel pumps now off. Parking checklist complete. So we'll just wait for all the stairs and everything to be put in position, and we'll wait for the odd few passengers to get off. Just wait for the APU to shut down as well. So there guys, let's have a quick look at our landing rate, see how we scored there. As far as no one's getting off yet. So let's review our flight. 273 our landing rate, so not great, but I think considering the weather, I don't think that was too bad. So I think the bus is here, just waiting for passengers to disembark, and then we'll be good to go. So guys, if you're not already subscribed, feel free to give us a like, comment, subscribe on YouTube as well as everywhere else. This is GSX that's running, for those of you wondering about who all these strange passengers are. Obviously no one runs off the plane like they do in real life, but there we go. Feel free to join us on TikTok, drop us a message mate, and I'll have a quick look at your setup, see what I think might be best. Leo, I'll drop you a message in a minute mate. And there we go. So first few passengers getting off. The walk around mode's so good on here though. Love it. Absolutely love it. So then guys, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you had a good evening David. Apologies mate, you've just missed us, but feel free to skip back and have a look. Maybe on YouTube as well. Yeah, so guys, take care. Hope we'll see you again soon. We'll say bye for now.